Okay, so I want you to underline as I'm going along. Tiana and Liam both charge for tutoring. So we know that this graph shows the total charge versus time spent on tutoring. We have time and charge, what they're charging based on how many hours they're working. Information about whose total charge is on the graph right now. Who did they show us on the graph? Tiana or Liam? Liam. Okay, good. So I want you to underline that.
You have to find who.
It says now Tiana's total charge is made up of a base fee of $40. This is very important. The base fee is $40 and she charges $10 per hour. Let's stop right there and let's gather that information. What does that tell you? What can you create based on this information? If she's tutoring, she is asking for $40 as an initial fee. Does that mean that she has to work any hours to get that $40? No. So automatically, even if she doesn't work, she's getting $40. Remember, I want you right now, if the person didn't do this, I want you to come up with an equation that represents Tiana. Let's build an equation to show how she would charge, what her charge is. I'm going to put C for charge. We're going to come up with the equation to show how much she charges for tutoring. How do we calculate that? Charge is equal to what? The cost is equal to 40 plus, how did you get 10T? What does that mean? Yep. $10 per hour for each hour time.
Could you possibly do 10H?
Yes.
Of course.
Could you do 10X?
Yes.
Okay,
Could
so
I write it like this? C equals 10T plus 40?
Yeah.
Okay, good. The rest of the question says they both start a tutoring session at the same time one day. Okay, we don't know which day that is. And they both spend the same amount of time tutoring. If Tiana and Liam's charges were the same, so based on that, how many hours did they spend tutoring? So this is very wordy. You have to try and figure out what they're asking here. What do you think they're asking you to find? We're trying to figure out at what point on this graph they worked the same number of hours and made the same made the same amount of money. What is that point referred to as? Does anyone remember what that's called when the 2 points meet? Point of, yes? Point of, you said it. Intersection. Well, to figure out where that point is, what do we have to do with this information? What should we do with our equation? We're going to take this equation and we're going to graph it. Okay, and it would help to create a table of values, you're right, relating time and cost. And we know the first one. If she works 0 hours, so we plug in 0 for time, and we already talked about this, what's her base fee?
40.
So my first point will be at 0, 40. That's the starting point. If she works for 1 hour now, I'm going to replace the time with 1. Well, again, we start with $40, and then for every additional hour, she makes another $10. So how would you calculate how much she makes after 1 hour? 40 plus 10. So the next point would be 1 hour, she would make $50. So that would be here. Every hour, she's making another $10, starting at 40 and increasing by 10 every time. So for 2 hours, how much does she make? 60. What do you notice about the graph? Is it creating a straight line?
Yes.
So is this linear or non-linear? Good. 3 hours she makes.
So if they were to ask you to explain why
4 hours she makes how much? 80. Good. Oh, what happened here? What do you notice is happening? Where did I just plot a point? On top of Liam's graph. What does that tell you? that when they worked 4 hours, they both actually made how much? $80. Let's plot one more point just to see if this is correct. 5 hours, how much did Tiana make? After 5 hours? 90. And then we'll do one more. 6 hours, she made $100. So I'm going to connect the points here. Now the question says, if Tiana and Liam's charges were the same, how many hours did they each spend tutoring?
4.
So at $80, they spent 4 hours tutoring. Good.